Side project. I think it's like our third or fourth side project.
I think it's only our second.
No, we did them in the past too.
No, we didn't.
We did one. We did one recently, like a month or so ago. But we did a couple in either 2014 or 2015 project. I think it's like
What's
our third
happening?
or fourth side project.
Are you hearing this? I think it's only our second.
Yeah. No, we did them in the past too.
No, we didn't.
We did one recently. Like what is going on? But we did a couple in either.
Oh my god. Okay, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, I think it was just playing in the background for some reason.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, where are you now? I can't find you.
Here.
I know, but I can't see your face.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Woo! I think we've planned it like 4 or 5 times, and only to my fault. I always sleep through it, but I didn't sleep through it today.
No, we definitely did other side projects. We'll have to dig through the archives. I don't know if they ever make them to iTunes. I think that we only put the podcast.
They just end up on my YouTube page where they subsequently die, or they get commented on by guys named Jafar.
Jafar.
Yeah, Jafar's all like, "We like for to watch for you." That's Jafar.
No, one of my friends is getting trolled. She sent me a picture today. This guy, Eddie Atquina, he's obviously a member of the Brooklyn Liberation Army because he wears fatigues and he carries a rifle.
Mm-hmm. And Brooklyn must be free.
She accepted him on Facebook because he doesn't look like a spam account, and he liked every photo she's posted in the last year, including profile photos.
Oh my God, that must be nice.
And then a photo of hers from 6 years ago, he commented, "Gorgeous."
Ooh.
So Eddie Odquina, friend of the pod, friend of the side proj.
I'm gonna actually friend them on Facebook, I think.
I have some exciting news.
Oh, what?
You won't believe what I am.
A virgin.
That's not news.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I do believe that.
What is this, 2003?
2000 and late. Unemployed.
No, I wish. God, stop naming better things. You're totally cramping my style. Yeah. No, do you know what Soul Cycle is?
Yes. You're an instructor.
Basically. So listen to this. My company's participating in Cycle for Survival, right?
Yeah.
That's Soul Cycle and Memorial Sloan Kettering pairing up. So you go and ride bikes to raise money for cancer research, right? So last year they had signups for this year's race, or Race for Survival, whatever the fuck it's called, Cycle for Survival. And it's in March. But my company has so much turnover that like 70% of the people who register for it don't work here anymore, including the team captain.
Whoops.
So Cycle for Survival reached out to me yesterday on my fucking AOL.com email address.
Stop it. Why do you have that?
Because that's what I registered for Cycle for Survival with, because that's what I registered with. So she messages me and she goes, "Hey, the people that were the team captains, I keep getting bounce backs for their email addresses. Do they work at the company anymore?" And I was like, "No, they've left." I was like, "So have these people who are going to participate? There's like 4 of us left." And she goes, "Okay, cool. I hope you don't mind. I nominated you as the team captain." And I was like, I've never fucking done this before. I was hoping that I'd sign up for it and just leave the company before the event happens, but lo and behold.
You get nominated to be team captain of things that you're like not very good at.
So I sent a company-wide email this morning. I was like, "Listen up, team captain here. I'm obviously designated team captain because I have the best body and I'm the most athletic at this company." But I just think I'm gonna rock it. I think I'm gonna show up in like a Susan Powder workout outfit and just fucking coach people.
Oh my God! You have to make sure that the leotard thing is actually a thong. You don't.
It has to be.
A thong.
I mean, think about it. I have not been on a bicycle, stationary or mountain bike or fucking race bike in the better part of 2 decades. So do you imagine what that bike is going to do to my Caslopus /
I mean, not for nothing, but you've had chronic hemorrhoids since you were 2.5.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're not even hemorrhoids. It literally, I just have a bleeding asshole. I don't have any, there's no like bumps. It's smooth. It's just bloody.
Straight up bloody all the time. Well,
so there, try and top that fucking career advancement news.
I absolutely cannot. Except for the fact I think I almost got fired yesterday for giving a homeless person food.
Oh, fuck that. I would risk my life for that too.
Yeah, there was this guy panhandling outside of the restaurant. It was like pouring rain, and we had like misordered these sandwiches, and so I brought the sandwiches out to him, and he was like, "Thanks, do you have any money?" And I was like, "No, but I'll bring you some coffee." And I brought the coffee out, and he was like, "Thanks, do you have any money?" And I was like, "No, but I'll bring you some water." So I brought the water out, and he was like, "Thanks, do you have any money?" And so he like threw all the stuff I gave him away, probably in the street. And
wow.
And so he was sitting there like all day, and I was feeling so bad. I was like, should I bring him? Like, I was like, maybe I should bring him inside. Like, I didn't know. I felt
maybe
really
you bring him home. Ben won't mind.
Yeah.
It's just like, where does it end?
There's like
maybe I'll bring him to Christmas this year.
Part of my brain is like, I always feel like the biggest piece of shit because my first instinct when I see homeless people is like, fuck them. And then I'm like, nope, Liz, you can't think that way. You have to be nice. You have to be like, this is a person too. Like. And so I kind of was trying to be nice, and then my boss comes in a couple of hours later, and he's like, do you see this motherfucker sitting on my bench panhandling? He's like, I just called the cops on him. I'm like, shit, I've been giving this guy food all day. He's probably sitting there because he's waiting for me to bring him more food and money. I think I just got this guy arrested.
You know what's caused this is you've been taking in strays with the cats.
I know.
And so now you have this like nurture side to you, which you've never had before.
Mm-mm.
I'm a little nervous.
It's really dangerous. And then yesterday also I was on the subway and this guy came panhandling along and I was like, oh, I feel guilty about getting that other guy arrested, so I should give this guy some money. So I like scraped money off the like bottom of my purse. There was like pot screens and like earrings mixed in with it, and I'm like trying to like pick that stuff out. So I have this like fucking handful of like dirty pennies. It's like 11 cents, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna help this guy, and I take my handful of coins and I go to like hand it to the guy, and one of the pennies slips out of my hand into the bag of almonds that the woman next to me is eating. And she doesn't like speak any English, so I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I just dropped a coin in your nuts. And she's like, oh, no. And then like, puts her headphones back in and proceeds to keep eating the fucking almonds. I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna die.
That needs to be in your next stand-up routine.
I did it last night actually on stage.
Also, dropping dirty pennies is probably the name of for my first sex tape that I'll be releasing with that homeless person as my co
dirty pennies.
Wait, where did you go? Did you do Maxwell's last night?
Yeah. It was 30.
I need to go to the Maxwell show.
There's never any audience.
Okay.
Sometimes there is. I don't know. Last night there was no one, so it was basically just like an open mic. So I just did new material sort of. I just like kind of went up there and riffed and like asked for topics and stuff. David Suarez had the idea of us all just going up unprepared and just like riffing. So that's
I'm sure many of those people failed.
Well, it was good because it was by the time the second show, most of like the basically Chris Casero had already been up.
Okay, good.
I'm just kidding.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod, Chris Casero. I really do like him. He is actually the most funny when he does just kind of get up and riff, and when he's funny when he's extremely high and drunk. So I think we should. There's this one guy that we do comedy with. I'm not gonna say it, but he's like very misogynistic. And I always
Georgie
have to
Porgy?
No! Georgie Porgy is the fucking best.
I had nightmares about Georgie Porgy last time I saw him.
Byram, he and I might get married, so like you should really just be one day
I'll
sitting here
I'll learn to like him.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, first things first. He has that like creepy quality where I'm like it's kind of like, you know how like Nightmare on Elm Street, like Freddy was like also funny. He wasn't just scary, but like you could watch those movies and laugh.
Yeah.
I had that same feeling about Georgie Porgy. I'm like, I need, like, my body's telling me to run, but I'm also kind of captivated by how bad your sketch is.
He gets more laughs than anyone. It's amazing. Really? Yes. It's like,
he has props. It's that Carrot Top quality.
But he's also so committed to it. And it's not even that he's committed to it. That's exactly who he is. We gave him a ride home last night, and he was just talking like that for the entire. And I was navigating, so obviously we got lost. It took us 4 hours to get home, and he was just talking like that the entire time. My friend Mike Kerrigan, another comic. But yeah, Georgie Porgy has the like creepy but endearing quality that like if you woke up and had been abducted by aliens and you like woke up and you're like, oh my god, I've been abducted by aliens, but they're like cute and they're like weird, so you would be like fascinated by them, but at the same time being terrified.
I don't know. Have you seen the movie Room?
Mm-hmm. I read the book.
Okay, so Room for Georgie Porgy makes me think of like Old Nick.
Oh
Like I
no,
just feel like I'm gonna wake up in a room one day with like 12 kids, and the kids are gonna be like, "Who's this guy that keeps coming?" I'm like, "That's old Georgie Porgy." That's gonna be
no.
like Room 2 with me and Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's gonna play all of my kids.
Well, at least we'd all be super fucking high because that's Georgie's constantly high.
Yeah, I didn't need that.
I know. I realize you probably didn't need my clarification.
I ran into friends of the pod yesterday or the day before, Anya and Colin. They were
Ooh, friend of the pod.
yeah, and I was like, I gave them shit about not coming to cutting room. I was like, I went and specifically waited for you guys to show up, and they're like, we're so sorry. We heard Liz was great, and I was like, you better come to the next show to the Taj Mahal. So I think that they're going. I won't be there, but they will be going.
And actually, neither will I. So that's
going.
No, I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Oh, sets.
Yeah, I'm missing like 4 comedy shows to go to Puerto Rico, but that's fine.
Whatever. You should actually see if you can do an open mic there. Those fucking places all have them.
Sí, yo hablo mucho borracho español. So cuando yo estoy borracho, yo hablo español, and es muy hilarioso. El pollo es muy hermoso. Sí, gracias. De nada.
¿Qué tú fai cuando no tiene que scarf? I didn't know it was Italian, but we're fine.
Did you say scarf?
Isn't scarp shoes? Scarpe? No, in Italian. I spoke Italian.
I don't know. Scarpe, maybe.
Didn't you fucking live in Italy?
Yeah, for like an hour.
Yeah, and all they told you was beware of Albanians. And you left Italy, came to New York, and fell in love with one.
I did. He snuck right into the bedroom of my heart and kidnapped me for sale. And then
do you like what I'm doing with my hair these days?
Black market of sex friendship. Yeah, very much so.
So my hair is going so gray. It's like all white on the sides.
I like it.
And there was a New York Times article yesterday about the new trend is gray hair.
Oh, I thought it was man braids.
Oh, no, I think that was actually a trend recently.
Yeah.
The article that came out yesterday was gray hair. And someone posted it and said, I'm in my 30s. Am I too old to have gray hair? Like as a joke. And I was like, fuck, if gray hair is a trend, I'm just going to let this thing keep going.
I think it looks
But
great.
I also saw this Rachel Ray episode. What was a clip? Someone, you know how Facebook has in their newsfeed, they have like the most irrelevant news updates?
Yes.
Like, Hillary Duff files for divorce. It's like, that's not good news.
Ben sees face of God in his bunions.
Yeah. And so there was one about eliminate gray hair with potato water. So I was like, I'm going to watch this.
Let's see what's going to happen here.
Basically, all you have to do is boil potato skins in water for a while. Like, boil it, let it simmer, and then you strain it and you put it into a shampoo bottle. They didn't say to let it cool off, which I'm telling our listeners.
Oh.
Let it cool off. And then you just put it in your hair after you've shampooed it and let it dry, and it gets rid of gray hair.
That's impossible.
I don't know. They did it on the show. They didn't say if you're a brunette you should do this or if you have black hair you should do this. It just said that it gets rid of gray hair. So I'm gonna try it.
And
I fucking eat potatoes all the time anyway.
Me too, and I have no gray hair on the inside of my body. It sounds like something Goop would write about. I think.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty spurious to me.
Speaking of Goop, I had my first 401 improv class on Sunday.
Oh my god, how was it?
It was good. It was weird. Huh?
Who's your teacher?
Frank Garcia Hale. He's like in a lot of side projects with Horatio Sands. They kind of have that like we're Latino and funny, and we did UCB stuff. He's really cool. He's very different from other teachers that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
But he's cool. We had the first class, and his style of teaching is really cool. So I think I'm gonna really love his class.
Yes.
But there was this one kid who showed up, and I don't know how to describe him. I don't want to be mean.
Just be me.
He he felt like someone who you would have met in like one of the first classes. So I'm surprised that he's at 401.
Okay.
And he was like the clear like misfit in the class. Like everyone else, you could tell like they've learned a lot over the 3 courses. No one's fucking great. I think there's very few people who are great at improv, but like this kid was just kind of like, oh, and like he was, even the icebreakers, he was like so awkward about them. So anyway, during the break, he leaves the room and I see that on the back of his ass, on one of the jeans pockets, there was what looked like a Starlight mint, right? You know, like the red and white mints that you drink, you eat. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, you're a grown man. He's got to be like 30, I would say.
Yeah.
And like, that's a decal on your jeans, you know, like I was like, you know, you see different things like Levi's has a little red tab.
Yeah.
Some places have, some designers have like patterns on the pockets or whatever. I was like, but these things.
About that like cat, the like diamond cat.
Yeah. And but this was located right where you would see like any emblem for a pair of jeans, right?
Right.
So he sits down and he gets up and it's still there. And now for the whole class, this is all I'm fixated on. It's like, I don't understand these jeans. That also has to be uncomfortable to sit on that. It reminded me of when I was little, I had a Care Bear. That was like my toy. Mm-hmm. And on Care Bear butts, they had these like hard
hearts. I always thought that was
right on the butt. Yeah. And what's great, little food for thought here, is that when I was a baby, I had a birthmark, which I no longer have, but it was a heart-shaped like red right next on my not up high on my butt, but where like my right ass cheek meets my thigh meet.
You were like a baby Care Bear.
Yeah, I think that's why my parents bought me the Care Bear, and then it became like my buddy.
I think that's why my parents bought me.
You what?
I think that's why my parents bought me, because of my...
So now I'm watching this fucking Starlight mint, and I'm not paying attention to anything happening in this class. I'm just
staring
like,
this guy's ass the entire time.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it's all I could think of. And then I actually corrected myself, and I was like, this is why you say you have ADD, because you let stuff like that happen to you. You're supposed to be learning right now, watching other people do this stuff, and you're focusing on the most stupid thing in this room.
Right.
So then he gets up to perform, and he's performing, and I'm like looking around to see if other people see this mint like emblem, and it's a big one. It's not like, you know, it's hard to miss. Anyway, when he hits the back wall, he must have heard like a clink, and I watch him rub his butt, and then he, like, while other people are performing, he's on the back wall and he's looking at it, and he just pulls it off and looks at it and just drops it to the floor. And I'm like, you're basically on stage right now. It wasn't part of the jeans. He must have sat on it on the subway. And yeah. So then I'm like, you literally, there's also a trash can right next to you.
No, you just dropped that on the ground.
And we're basically watching you on stage. So that's all I could think about. And then when you sent some notes about what you wanted to talk about on this podcast this week, that's why I responded with Starlight mint jeans.
Okay,
so
nice.
Talk about.
All right.
Yeah. So there goes my jump the shark bit for this pod.
He just didn't notice. Who eats Starlight mints? I always feel like those things are covered in ricin or roofies. But anyway. But, oh wow.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about on this pod?
Oh, I know you had some things.
Susan Sarandon's boobs at the SAG Award, or the not SAG Award, as it.
I loved how you pointed out that she did that and was specifically there to introduce the in memoriam segment.
Well, you know who is the one that always gives me the most perspective on these things is friend of the pod, Jen Savage. I'm always like, what's the big deal? Like, what's the backlash? She's like, she was presenting the in memoriam. I'm like, I see.
I swear to God, Jen is one of those people who, you know, you have like your brilliant friends who can talk about stuff. When Jen speaks about entertainment and pop culture, she comes from a place of like, she's like the Stephen Hawking's of that, except she sits up. Sometimes she sits upright and enunciates. Most of the time she doesn't.
Usually she's just leaning forward, drinking out of her chair.
Yeah, and she is so fucking matter of fact about stuff. She's just like, she zings it, and you're like, damn, I wish I knew that.
She, one time, I was asking her what outfit I should wear to a wedding, and I was like, I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't wear red, like you're not supposed to wear red to a wedding. I had this red dress I really want. And she was like, Liz, Kim Kardashian wore bright red to the Armenian Genocide Museum, so I think I'm okay if you wear red too. And Kim Kardashian wore like a really bright red for the Armenian Genocide Museum. She's like, you can wear red to a wedding, you're fine. I was like, oh.
When is Jen getting a Bravo show? Is what I want to know.
Exactly. Well, I think we need to get famous, and then she's just gonna like become more famous than us, jump on our shoulders, like she always does.
I can see Jen. Have you seen those Hollywood Medium shows on E?
Yes.
Is that kid who looks like Macaulay Culkin?
I hate him.
He's the worst. He's like a fucking.
Stop
he's a serial killer.
I would punch him in his stupid fake smile face. I hate him. He's like, I see that you had relatives. Mm-hmm. Yes, I see that you had relatives. Yes, and one of them might have died, or maybe not. Yes.
People who are watching right now.
I know.
This is doing. We're on YouTube.
I know.
And he does that thing where he wants to cover his teeth with his. And he has fine teeth, but like he can't speak or smile without like wanting to do that. Like her.
Yeah.
He's like so I'm getting a reading from someone you may have known in your life.
Yeah.
John, do you know John?
I want to be humble because I just want to be humble, but I'm so great that I'm trying to stop myself from smiling so much. I want to be humble. Look, I'm here giving a reading to this ex-NBA player who nobody knows who they are, but like, I think your name is Frank. No, it's not. No, I mean, sorry. Oh, I just try not to smile.
We should do side proj only in that face and voice.
Yeah, totally.
The best part of that show, though, is that he maintains he doesn't know any of these celebrities because he doesn't watch TV and he doesn't know pop culture. No, you don't know them because they're not famous. It's like Fairuza Balk from Kraft. No one's going to know who she is.
Right, exactly.
It's like, it's the most obscure people. It's like,
you're reading the guy from the Dyson commercial. Yeah, it's the guy from the Dyson commercial. Nobody knows who that is.
Yeah. It's like, I've got news for you, Macaulay. No one knows who you're talking to.
Mm-mm. Not even Macaulay Culkin himself, your dad.
Yeah, and he does like, he talks about stuff that you could obviously, there's so much I know about people just because of the internet.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I literally can pass by someone in the hallway in my building and I know what office they work in so that I could find them on social media. I could find out where they went to school. I could find out what their cousin's wedding in Spain looked like 3 years ago.
Yep.
There's so many ways to find this stuff out. Also, this reminds me of one of my favorite things to do, and I'll get to that in a moment, but he says stuff and they're like, there's no way he could have known that. Yes, there's every way he could have known that.
You have a Wikipedia page, right? Yeah. That he's reading off of, that your intern does a really good job of keeping up with it.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite things to do is when there's like someone who died in the news.
Yeah.
Not a famous person, but I love like finding their social media stuff.
Oh yeah.
Is that weird?
That's morbid. My cousin's dog had a Facebook page and the dog died like a year ago and I got a notification like yesterday, like, you have been friends with Champ Conti on Facebook for 4 years. I'm like, oh, weird. Champ Conti's dead.
Sorry, I just got a fucking annoying work email that just ruined my day.
Or
no, I'm just gonna fucking delete work email.
Yeah, absolutely. What's work?
Ugh.
What's the email about?
I don't know. It's this company more than any other company I've ever worked at. Everyone's the king of like playing hot potato. So something comes in and it's like plus everyone. Like it just there's a fucking it's like a perpetual state of like just looping people in and then nothing gets resolved. So it's like, oh, plus this person, let's have a meeting about it. It's like we have fucking 30 people in this room. Stand up and say who should work on this and fucking get it done.
Yes, totally. Just get it done and then come up with the next fucking project.
Yeah, literally a decade into working, I'm fucking just done with it.
Yeah, I feel like 30% of people, probably in New York, but maybe in the world, are just employed just because people waste their time. There would be so many less people. I mean, I guess it's good. We want people to have jobs and everything, but I think so many like things. Everyone just wastes time. That's just what everyone does for a living. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, someone reached out. So I'll give you some context, as even though it's boring. someone reached out through our company's support alias, asking a random question, and then there's like a thread with like, instead of just replying to the guy being like, what are you asking about?
Right.
They are like forward and then plus and plus and plus. So now it culminates with plus buyer. Is this you? It's like, are you asking if I'm Greg Blatt, who fucking square is? Or are you asking if Greg Blatt is asking to speak to me? In any case, fucking reply to him and say, what do you want?
Exactly.
I'm the fucking captain of a Cycle for Survival team. I don't need this.
I do not have time. I have a side project. I have
basically the new Lance Armstrong.
Yes, exactly.
Can I tell you something though?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna have this little like psychology corner feature in our podcast. So the winter of 2014 going into 2015, I was like stressed out. Do I take this new job or do I like just focus on comedy and entertainment and that kind of stuff?
Yes.
And I was like, fuck work. I just need to do this stuff that I want to do. Thank God I didn't do that then because I wasn't involved in anything. So I wouldn't have known like where to start. And one of my friends did it. My friend Faye, who I had met in acting class in 2014, she did that. After a few acting classes and she did a few side projects, she was like, fuck this. I'm giving up my career as like a consultant. She made a lot of money, but she was like, I'm going to focus on this stuff full time, right? And she's produced some kind of like documentary that she's pitching to Sundance. So she's made a lot of progress. So like good for her. But now she's getting back into the workforce. Anyway, I had lunch with her last week and I was telling her how in 2014, I really wanted to. I did not want to start this job, but I didn't have anything else to focus on. So it would have been a horrible mistake. So coming into 2016, I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, now I've got like 3 classes at UCB under my belt. I've built this network. I know what I want to focus on. I have 2 classes starting in January for UCB, and like I'm in a good place. And so I met with her last week before my 401 improv class started. And I told her, I was like, I felt like, all these years where I've wanted to kind of just like quit work and focus on fun stuff, this was the only year it made sense. Thank God I didn't do it in the past because like I literally wasn't doing anything. It would have been like, wake up day one, what do I do? Right?
Sure.
And it's so funny because like the sketch comedy class that I was writing, that I'm in, when I signed up for it, I was like, oh my God, this is the answer to what I need to do. I've waited 33 years to find my calling, and it's this. Like, I'm going to be a sketch comedy writer, write stuff for SNL, write stuff. And again, I had this like concept, like now that I'm in this class, writing is going to be so easy. And like now that I have someone giving me homework and I have to create work for this class, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I do not fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like I've had 2 writing assignments and I write them all the hour before class. And then I hate myself as I go to class and turn them in. I mean, truth be told, it's 101 and nobody's sketches are great. But like, I look at myself, I'm like, the first one I had 2 fucking weeks to write it. And this is what this is the star that I've hitched my wagon to.
Yep.
And I can't bring myself to do it. And I'm like, I'm never going to be at a place where like I fully can commit to something because the stuff that I want to do, I now am doing. And it's not just a matter of, hey, I don't like this, that's why I'm not motivated. It's like I am just not a motivated person.
Yep.
The lights went out.
Too. I have hitched my wagon to the stand-up comedy thing, and yet still, the last time I wrote something down, like with a pen, was like 4 months ago. I like write notes in my phone. All these other comics are like, oh, I wrote for like 5 hours yesterday. I wrote for like a whole day yesterday. I just been at home writing. I'm like, I wrote a note in my iPhone and then tried it out at an open mic, and now it's like a joke. And it's like, it's a badly written joke. And it's like, I'm just fucking up there doing 20% of what I could be doing. If I could just and like really fucking write these jokes and actually like output stuff, I'd be great, but I can never get myself to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't like, I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't work hard. It's just like I have a hard time working really hard at one thing. Like I'm always working. I get up and I'm always working, and I'm never like, I don't sit around. I'm not fucking lazy, but I have such a hard time focusing on one thing and doing one thing.
You know what I think it is for us in particular is that neither of us are lazy people. We're always busy and keeping ourselves occupied. But I wonder how much of that is to distract yourself from the fucking mental exercise of sitting down and fucking, because I mean, listen, that day that I had to write my first sketch, I had 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
The night before it was due was a Sunday night, and I was like, all right, looking around my apartment, and I just start cleaning my apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my apartment's going to look like this tomorrow. Like, nothing's going to change tonight, but I do need to sit down and write this. And then I like sit down on my computer, and I probably didn't help. I poured myself a glass of vodka, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm having a good time. I'm relaxed. I'm like motivated. And then what's the first thing I do? I Google how to write a good sketch. And then there's all these like fucking blog posts from like 2011 that are like, to write a good sketch, watch funny ones. And so I'm like, okay, so I start watching funny ones. And then I'm just like falling into this hole of like watching Amy Schumer skits and like watching Key and Peele and like, you know, SNL skits. And then all it made me do was realize that I could never write one of those.
Right.
So I was like, fuck this, I'm going to sleep. And then the next morning, the next morning was Monday, and I like literally in every meeting was trying to like sneak away and like write something.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I was like, I'm such a fucking idiot, you know?
Yeah,
anyway, for my next assignment, I have to write a commercial parody, which I think is going to be a little bit easier because you just really have to watch TV, find a commercial, and find what makes it funny and then exaggerate it. So I think I can do that.
Do you have any ideas? You should do, maybe this might be old actually, but the meme of the the infomercials that are supposed to like make things that aren't difficult much easier, you know, like the person like taking pasta off the oven and like spilling it all over themselves, like wish making pasta was easier, and then there's like a thing. I don't know, I always like that meme where I was like, I have my own fucking ideas. Thank you very much.
No, you froze. You literally froze like this. So I was waiting for you to come back. Yeah. So I didn't hear anything you said. You just said the memes were you, and then it looked like you were driving a giant bus.
You know where the infomercials that are like love making pasta but like hate burning yourself with hot oil? And there's always like, oh, they like pour hot oil on their face.
We watched ones that were fucking brilliant as like inspiration in class. The most famous one was probably the Mom Jeans one with Tina Fey.
Oh, that's the best.
It's fucking brilliant. And then we watched another one that was Taco Town from SNL.
Yes.
And then we watched another one that was the Adam Sandler, Chris Farley one where it was like Miller Gay Life. Do you remember that one? They show up some like deserted
empty pool. Yeah.
And they crack one open, and it just like becomes this fucking
gay paradise.
Yeah.
So good. Oh man. I also like the sports drink one that's cookie. It's cookie dough, and they're just like pouring cookie dough on their faces after exercising. It's
SNL.
Yeah, I think it's SNL.
I'm gonna look that one up.
Good one.
Yeah, but he goes, you know, try to find something like a new commercial. Don't try to do one that's like outdated.
Right.
So of course I'll wait till Monday to do it, but
right. You want to brain? You could do something about the Cialis commercials where people are always sitting next to each other in bathtubs.
I brought that up actually as my inspiration because I said we should make fun of pharmaceutical commercials because there's all these. The example that I gave was like Xeljanz, right?
Yeah.
I know the word Xeljanz. I don't know what it does, and I always use Xeljanz as a joke. I'm probably offending someone who has AIDS.
Sure.
But then my favorite part of those commercials is not where they like read off the side effects, but they'll be like Xeljanz, and then they give the scientific name, and it's like 30 seconds long, and they're like acetaminophen as well. Like you don't need to say that. No one's gonna.
I'm not Googling this, and even if I was, I can't keep up with what you're saying. So I don't care.
So I actually thought about doing one of those, but then because everyone makes fun of the side effects in those commercials, and that's so commonly parodied, I wouldn't want to get into that territory. But I do love the fact where they're like, you know, they give the scientific name like it fucking matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically am a pharmacist. I'm the fucking team captain of my team Cycle for Survival.
You're the pharmacist and also a client, I think.
Yeah, I'm Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Yeah, I know. I feel like I also know that you and I are like are the most harsh self-critics of like anyone that I know.
Yeah.
That we have to make sure that that doesn't get in our way. The belief that like we're never going to be good enough to do this, so like what's even the point?
Yeah.
Because we are good enough to do it. We just do it differently than like the model of how people usually do it. You know, like yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're not. We're neither of us are ever going to be like the most fucking studious, diligent writers or performers or practicers, but like we're very talented. And as you sent me that one thing about taste, who was that? Who said that? Uh, Not Seth Meyers or somebody. Oh, Ira Glass. Remember that Ira Glass
Oh, yeah, yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah.
about like, you have faith in yourself because you have great taste? That's we both have really great taste. I think. I hope. I don't know. I've started
I
to.
love your sweater.
Thanks.
I'm
I've
wearing
started
a
to,
blouse that has like
yeah. What
penis
are
penis floral pattern.
the five pronged penises?
Yeah. They're like maple leaves, I guess. Maybe people like think I'm Canadian.
Hmm.
You know what's interesting too, though? It's like, and you wrote this in your blog post that I read once a year at least, the
Mm-hmm.
Do It Destroy It blog post.
Mm-hmm.
I go into things thinking that I'm going to be good at them, and
Yes.
I and I don't imagine the learning curve.
Right.
And it's funny because of that. I am way harsher on myself than I should be, but I also think that I may be mildly dyslexic because I never, when something's new to me, I really need someone to explain it very granularly.
Me too.
Like, for example, I remember it could have been a number of things, but I remember when I started fifth grade, I was a new kid at a new school. Everyone else knew each other from pre-K. They were all friends. They had all known these teachers their entire lives, and I was the new kid from the other side of the fucking city that no one wanted to be friends with because I showed up. I had pink and purple sneakers. They were fucking baller, and Kanye would wear them today. They were
Hmm.
Asics Gel Sagas. They were the shit.
Yeah.
But everyone else was wearing like Keds, and they're like, "Who's this fucking kid showing up like this, disrupting our norm?"
Yeah.
Basically, I was Jane Lynch in fifth grade.
Yeah.
So they we had an assignment, and the assignment was to get a newspaper clipping, and so that's one part of the assignment. Find a newspaper clipping, like look through your parents' newspapers, clip an article, right? And then pick 5 words that you don't know and look up the definition, right? And write out the definition.
Mhm.
So I show up to school the next day with an article clipping that was like literally any article clipping. It wasn't even anything that was national news. I think it was like local news or something like that. And then I chose 5 words that I didn't know because I opened up a dictionary and chose 5 words at random. So I show up and the teacher goes, "Oh, can you staple those 2 together?" And I'm like, "Okay." Staple it. Everyone turns their stuff in. And then she put a question mark. I'll never forget. She wrote a question mark on my assignment. And then afterwards, after class, she told me, "I don't think you understood the project." And I was like, "No, I think I did it." And she goes, "Well, those, huh?"
I think I understood it exactly.
Yeah, well, she said those 5 words aren't in the article. And I was like, "Oh." And common sense would have told you find 5 words in an article you don't know and look up the definition of those. I took it as you want an article, so I'm giving you an article, and now
And then,
you want 5 words I didn't know, and I didn't put them together. And there's been so many times in my education where I've missed the point of the assignment. So I always kind of like hid behind, okay, well, I'm not an academic. I'm not a business person. I don't want any of this. That's why I'm not really
yeah,
passionate about it. And then I fall into this rut even in this other stuff. So I'm thinking that I may have like some kind of dyslexia.
that's what I thought too. Or like really mild fetal alcohol syndrome. That's what I had
Yeah.
myself convinced as. Don't tell MJ.
I don't have mild. Look at my face. I have like a line here.
I know. Look at how deep
I
my
have like,
eyes are. This is my resting
look
face.
at what is happening to
That's
me?
what my face looks like. That's fetal alcohol syndrome. This is my resting face.
How does one get rid of this? I have to get it surgically stapled or removed, right?
I don't know. I like it.
I look like one of those dinosaurs where it's like, where the like neck flies out.
That's good. I wonder what I would look like if I wasn't addicted to so many things.
Yeah,
You ever wonder that?
same.
What you would look like if you could just like quit everything for a month? I almost don't want to know because like, what if I was really good looking?
So here's my sitch. Here's the sitch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the past, like, ever since the holidays, I've gained so much weight, and I did such a good job in 2014, 2015 of shedding poundage. So I was like, going into 2016, none of my clothes are fitting, and I need to fucking get back on the wagon.
Mm.
And everyone's like, just stop drinking alcohol. And I've been drinking more this year than I have in previous years because I do more stuff outside of work. Like I go to UCB, I do all this stuff, and everything involves drinking before and after. So I know that I could stop drinking and that would help, right? But it wouldn't help because this is going to sound very alcoholic, but like I'm not happy when I'm not drinking.
Me too.
But what I did do was I gave up bread and pasta for the past 2 weeks. And I feel fucking amazing.
Really?
Oh my God. I think that I might have a gluten allergy or something because I honestly,
I
feel like
all eat too much gluten. I mean, no, you don't need to eat that much gluten. Also, the gluten in like white pasta, that's like fucked up gluten. That's the shit. It's not even real food matter. You know, like that shit will make you gross. It's just sugar. It's just like a different kind of sugar that your body doesn't need.
Yeah.
So
I have my thinking is a lot clearer. I sleep better.
Wow.
I just feel like happier. And so I was like, okay, maybe I found something that I could completely eliminate. Because when we did South Beach about 12 years ago,
right. We stacked people in the snack room.
Do you remember one day I showed up with
for sustenance?
mozzarella sticks and pickles?
Yes.
And we were like, this is what we're going to eat today. We're going to be so healthy. Meanwhile, that just goes to show what a great friend you were because you didn't need to be on a diet, and I certainly did. And you sat there eating pickles and mozzarella cheese with me.
God. Everyone needs to be on a diet sometimes.
I still have that South Beach book. It was me, you, and Sheila Marcello that were on South Beach in that office.
Right. We were so crabby.
And she had her assistant run out and buy her those like fudgesicles that were sugar-free. And she's like, these are a great dessert. And she was like, these are a great dessert. And I was like, I ate them on the sneak, on the down low, all the fucking time. She probably was like, I've had one out of this multi-pack. Where are they going?
Why is my
like a big chunk
brown again? Totally.
We all know why my mouth is always brown.
Yes.
I be eating
it. Like Amber Rose's fingers.
What is going on with you comedy-wise? Give me updates.
I am at the Metropolitan Room on Friday night at 11.
Oh, word.
I was just recently invited to be in a comedy contest in Boston on March 10th.
No way.
Yeah. Do you remember when
awesome.
I went and did those I've done gong shows before?
That's when you sent me the video of my husband, Matt Broderick.
Yes. No, that was the Boston Comedy Festival. This was, anyway, I went and did a gong show and I won and was a feature on the next show or something. So this is now, like, I think the best of the gong show, and it's going to be at Laugh Boston, which is cool because it's like a very big club.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are they recording it?
I hope so. And it's like, I feel like it could be a really cool thing for my resume if I do well at it. So I really want to try and do well. I get really excited about these like comedy contests because it's like, I think it's like the truest measure of whether or not you're funny. Like basically just walking out on stage and letting the audience decide. It's not like who you know and like what you got booked for and like blah, blah, blah. It's just like, do these people in this audience think you're funny or not? We'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
What day is March 10th?
It's a Thursday.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, sorry. But fuck Friday.
You should try to book something at the Bell House. It's so close to your apartment.
I know, but like that's a really good club. You have to like. I am gonna try and book something at the Bell House eventually in my life, but I think I'm a couple of years out from that. Maybe
I think you could do it.
Maybe like a year.
No, I think you could do it.
I'm looking up the Bell House.
You can do it. The first time I went to the Bell House, I had no idea you guys lived so close. You hadn't moved to New York yet, actually.
Like
so I got off on like 8th Smith.
Can you see that?
What is that?
They're
is that an Elmo sneaker?
They're Elmo Pumas. I'm gonna get them for Leah. Elmo. Elmo. She goes
What?
ape shit when the Brush
What
Your Teeth song comes on. It's amazing. She goes ape shit. It's like she'll be having a like nervous breakdown and like freaking out. And this if Oak even starts to sing, brush your teeth, she's like, Emma, and she's just like it's so cute.
What about the photo Oak sent us of her wearing high heels and clutching all of Amy's makeup?
Her makeup, just smiling. She's with her fucking belly hanging out. She's so
Yeah, she's like a woman.
yeah. She's like a
And
little.
I've never had teeth envy the way that I have teeth envy with Leah. She has like a beautiful set of adult
She really
teeth.
does have like perfect chomper teeth. It's amazing. I know
I want them.
that.
When they fall out, I'm gonna be like, can I have them?
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
just replace.
Speaking of that, there's a new cook at the restaurant that I work at, and he's great. And the last cook was like really terrible. He like always made everything wrong, and so it was really challenging. And so now we have this new guy, and he's great. He's like makes the food really fast, and like I'm so excited that there's this new chef. And so we were like chatting, and he was like, "Oh hey, you have really pretty eyes," and I was like, "Oh thanks." And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And he's like, they're really pretty. What are they, like blue green? He's like, let me look at them. And he's like, let me look at your eyes. And he's like, oh, they're really pretty. Can I have them? And then he like laughed for 10 minutes. I was like, I don't. Can you have
You should show up to work wearing like big blue blocker sunglasses from now on.
Right.
I want to communicate with
Don't look
you.
at my eyes. Please don't look at my eyes. Oh, can I have them? Oh, so awkward.
There was a girl that I went to elementary school with, and your nose never stops growing. Like your eyes are the same size from the time you're born to the time you die, and your nose never stops growing.
Or your
And
ear.
when I was, oh really? Your ears keep growing too?
Mhm.
When I was a little kid, I had the tiniest nose, like a really, really small nose. And there was this girl, Kara, who loved my nose. She would like always compliment me on it. She's like, I wish I had your nose. I wish I had your nose, whatever. And she had a big nose. But she like would bring it up all the time. And it was weird because like at that age, you shouldn't be like that insecure about what you look like. Shouldn't have a massive nose, but she would always be like, I really wish I had your nose, you know? And I feel like my nose has just continued to grow. Like, look how big my nose is.
It's actually totally proportionate to your face. Your
Well, I have
face
a big
is also,
face.
your face has also grown since you were 8. So
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, if my facelift is successful and I get a smaller face,
all right,
I'm
this
gonna have
is
this.
what I'm talking about. This is what I want to do. Isn't that a good idea? Wouldn't that look so much better?
No, you look
Yeah.
better the other way.
No, I don't. Look at how unmat. I look so much less mad with my hair pulled back like this. Look at how beautiful that is. And then I'm like, ooh, caveman. Ooh. This
How do I look like this?
really good. Really good.
Really?
Well, not better than normal. Yeah, I'm gonna get those things, those tape things. You can buy them at CVS, right? I'm just gonna tape my face back like this.
What do you tape it into though?
Just like,
Your hair?
yeah, and I'll just wear a hat. I don't know. I don't know how you cover it up. I don't think
Does
that's.
CVS really sell that?
I don't think so. But like,
Because here's what I was thinking today. This is gonna sound horrible, but I didn't get to watch it the night it premiered, but I watched it on DVR yesterday. The People versus O.J. Simpson,
oh my
the
God.
American Crime Story.
Yeah.
Friend of the pod, Ryan Murphy, good friend of the pod. He's
Yeah.
actually going to probably turn our pod, Inside Proj, into a show. That's what I heard.
Yeah. American failures.
So this is not a spoiler alert or anything, but Nicole Brown Simpson dies in the
Yeah.
first episode.
What?
Right? I don't want to ruin anything for you
Yeah.
guys. I always knew it as during her attack, she was basically decapitated. Like it was that the level of attack was that aggressive that she was basically decapitated. So then they reenacted the funeral on the first episode where OJ goes to pay his respects to the woman that he murdered.
Yep.
And when the funeral scene starts, you see that it's open casket. And I said to myself, was her funeral really open casket? Because she was basically decapitated. It wouldn't have made sense to do that. And he goes to pay his respects and he's at the casket and they show her in the casket. And this woman, whoever they got to pretend to be Nicole Brown Simpson, looked 100% like her. So it was that creepy.
Oh wow.
he had this like Victorian collar, like almost like neck brace type looking thing. And I was like, I wonder if that's what she was actually buried in because of the severity of her attack, you know? And then I thought about it, and this is how disgusting I am, but I thought about it and was like, I hope sweaters like that are in style this winter so that I can hide all of this and just have something that comes to my chin.
I want something that comes over my forehead and only has eye holes, like that guy in Fat Albert. Like a mask. I want to start wearing a balaclava or whatever they call those things, and have that be the hotness.
Balaclava.
Isn't that?
Baklava's a pastry.
But what's the face mask thing? I've only ever read it in Dennis the handbooks.
A burqa?
Baklava? Baklava is the pastry. I don't know.
A burqa?
Burqa, Osama Jihad.
Hijab burqa?
Mm-hmm.
A hijab burqa?
A Selna Beach.
A Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
A sprinkling of sesame seeds. Oh.
What was I gonna say? So tonight we didn't go to the comedy show last week.
Right.
There's one tonight at UCB Chelsea at 6:15. It's like a sketch comedy.
I'll come with you.
Do you want to go?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get you a ticket. So
Okay,
it starts at 6:15.
Okay.
I can leave work at like 5-ish.
Okay.
If you want to meet for a drink or.
Perfect. And then do you want to come to a comedy show with me after that?
What time is that at?
8.
At 8? Where is it?
Uh,
Downtown?
Wherever Broadway Comedy Club is. I think it's like, I'll find out. I think it might be. This is really gripping pod.
Does this instantly go up on your YouTube page after?
Yes. West 53rd Street. Oh, so it's like Midtown. You don't have to come.
No, that's good.
It's on your way home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's perfect because I'm gonna be the UCB show is on like 26th and 8th. So then we can take you right up.
Okay, cool. All right, good.
Okay, so 6:15. I'm gonna get you a ticket.
Okay.
Where do you want to meet beforehand?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that area. You tell me.
We could meet at the theater, or we could meet at my office. It's entirely up to you.
Let's meet at your office.
Okay, Perspect.
5 something we're doing? Meet at like 5?
Yeah, let's meet at like 5:15-ish.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Perfect.
Because then that means we'll probably wind up meeting at 5:40.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll just jump on the train and go right there. And I'll already have the ticket, so we don't have to do like any standby line.
Okay, perfect.
And they have beer at the thing. Although
it's expensive.
I kind of want to drink vodka.
Yeah, I don't feel like drinking beer. My back hurts because I've had so much beer lately.
Are you performing at the comedy show tonight?
No. I'm going to support Georgie Porgy. Actually, we're gonna go watch Georgie Porgy.
Okay, so let's rewind and delete the part where I said I'll go to this.
I know.
I might have to have a lumpectomy.
I feel
right after.
Yeah, double bunionectomy. Oh, I forgot about my double.
But this will be good. There's 2 shows at UCB. They have a thing called a spank.
Oh.
And it's 2 sketches, so it's a 2-for-1. It'll be good. I mean, usually one of them is a lot better than the other, so we'll see. But it's cool to be there. And there's one of my favorite comedians at UCB, Shannon O'Neill. She's the artistic director, and so she sits in the audience and she kind of like does that Pontius Pilate, like yes or no, and then decides the fate of the sketches. So we'll try to. She doesn't know who I am, but I always I like get nervous around her, and I'm always like I say hi to her from far, and she probably has no idea who I am. She probably just thinks that I'm a lesbian.
I'm sure she's gonna like you and impress you like everyone else always does.
You'll understand what I mean when you see her. I don't want to
Okay.
say anything else.
All right.
All right, my love.
All right,
I'm
I
gonna go
love
to
you.
work.
See you at 5-ish. Good side pod.
Good job with side project. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Ciao, ciao.